Breaking news! Julian Alvarez finally reveals which club he wants to join, and Arsenal is caught by surprise. Nwaneri has just left Arsenal on loan. Is this a mistake? And Paul Merson predicts that Arsenal will destroy Manchester United 3-0, but is completely shocked by what people are saying. Also, what will be the future of Myles Lewis-Skelly with the World Cup at stake? What's up, Gooners? Real quick before we dive into this absolute chaos, smash that like button right now. It genuinely helps the algorithm, gets this video to more Arsenal fans, and keeps these daily updates coming. Appreciated! Now let's get into it. Right, let's start with the transfer bomb, Julian Alvarez and Arsenal. According to Team Talk, Arsenal have held talks with intermediaries about signing the Argentine World Cup winner before the start of next season. Not this January, next summer, and we're not alone. Chelsea are in the mix too. So here's the situation. Alvarez is growing increasingly frustrated with life at Atletico Madrid. He left Manchester City to be the main man, to play every week, to be the star. But at Atleti under Diego Simeone, it's not working out how he hoped. And Arsenal were smart enough to look at Alvarez before we signed Victor Gyökeres last summer. We did our homework on him. We know exactly what he can do. And our interest has not gone away. Now Alvarez is 25 years old, World Cup winner with Argentina, proven in the Premier League with City, proven in La Liga with Atletico. Can play anywhere in attack, striker, winger, number 10. Hasn't even entered his prime yet. He's an absolutely elite talent. But here's where it gets complicated. Alvarez's preferred destination is Barcelona. That's his dream move. The Catalan Giants are his first choice. However, and this is huge, Barcelona's financial troubles could completely ruin that move. They're broke. They can barely register the players they already have. Signing Alvarez on the wages he'd demand? Extremely difficult, maybe impossible. So that's where Arsenal and Chelsea come in. The report says Alvarez is open to returning to England, but only if a London club comes calling. That rules out Manchester United, Liverpool, City, anyone outside London. It's Arsenal versus Chelsea. That's it. That's the battle. And here's where Arsenal might have a secret advantage. Andrea Berta, our Italian director, spent over a decade at Atletico Madrid. He knows that club inside out. He has connections. He's a tremendous negotiator. Berta could use those relationships to sway a deal Arsenal's way. Get better terms. Make things easier. That's a genuine edge we have over Chelsea. Plus, let's be honest, Arsenal are the better club compared to Chelsea right now. We're top of the Premier League, top of the Champions League, competing for everything. Chelsea aren't even guaranteed top 4. If your Alvarez and Barcelona falls through, why would you choose Chelsea's chaos over Arsenal's title-challenging project under Arteta? But here's the problem. Chelsea can offer crazy money, well over what's required. They'll blow Atletico away with a massive bid. They'll offer Alvarez enormous wages. That's their advantage. Arsenal definitely won't do that. We won't overpay. We operate within financial boundaries. If it becomes a bidding war based purely on money, Chelsea win. So Arsenal's pitch has to be different. Project, trophies, being the main striker at a club competing for the Premier League and Champions League. Playing under Arteta, who develops attackers brilliantly, that's what we offer. If Alvarez values winning and legacy over money, Arsenal have a real chance. If he just wants the biggest paycheck, Chelsea get him. This one's going to be fascinating to watch unfold over the next few months. Now for news that just dropped and is going to divide Arsenal fans. Nwaneri has left Arsenal on loan to Marseille for the rest of the season. Mikel Arteta personally convinced Nwaneri to join Roberto De Zerbi's side, where he's expected to get plenty of minutes. So let's talk about this because it's controversial. Is this the right decision or a massive mistake? Arguments for the loan. Nwaneri is 18 years old and has struggled for game time this season. Arsenal are fighting on 4 fronts: Premier League leaders, Champions League contenders, cup competitions. Arteta cannot afford to rotate much. He needs experience and reliability. The arrivals of Eze and Madueke increased competition for attacking spots. Breaking into this team is incredibly difficult right now. Marseille under De Zerbi is a perfect environment for development. De Zerbi is brilliant with young players. Attacking football, French league where Nwaneri can shine. He'll get 20 to 30 appearances between now and May. That's invaluable experience. Plus, Arteta personally convinced him. That shows the manager believes this is best for his long-term development. Arteta sees the bigger picture. Arguments against the loan. Arsenal are competing for everything. Injuries happen, form drops, suspensions. We might desperately need Nwaneri in March or April for a crucial match. If he's in Marseille, we can't use him. That's a risk. What if Saka picks up an injury? What if Ez continues struggling? Suddenly Nwaneri's creativity and unpredictability could be exactly what we need, but he's not available. Also, there's no guarantee he plays regularly at Marseille. De Zerbi might not fancy him. French league is physical and tactical. What if Nwaneri struggles to adapt and ends up on their bench too? Then the loan becomes pointless. He's not developing at Marseille. He's not available for Arsenal. Worst of both worlds. My honest take? I'm 50-50 on this. Part of me thinks it's brilliant planning. Get Nwaneri proper men's football in a good environment. He comes back in summer more developed, more ready, more experienced. But part of me is worried we're going to regret this in April when we need creativity off the bench in a Champions League quarter-final and Nwaneri is in France. Time will tell if this was genius or a mistake. But it's done now. Nwaneri is a Marseille player for the rest of the season. Let's hope he tears up League One and comes back a star. Right, let's talk about Sunday's game against Manchester United because Paul Merson is absolutely shocked by what people are saying. Man United beat Manchester City last weekend in a huge upset. Their confidence is high. Michael Carrick has them playing better football. Some people are now saying United could get a result against Arsenal at the Emirates on Sunday. Paul Merson cannot believe people are saying this. And honestly, he's right to be shocked. Let me give you the facts. Manchester United haven't won a Premier League game at the Emirates Stadium since April 2018. That's almost 8 years ago. The last time United won any league game against Arsenal was in 2022 at Old Trafford under Erik ten Hag. That's nearly 3 years. Arsenal's recent record against United is dominant. We absolutely batter them regularly. So Merson, writing on Sportskeda, said this, and I'm paraphrasing, "It absolutely shocks me to death when people say this is now a massively different game after United beat City. In all honesty, I'd be surprised if Arsenal don't win this." He followed that up by predicting Arsenal to win 3-0. 3-0, and you know what? I actually think he might be underselling us. Arsenal beat Juventus 3-1 away from home in the Champions League in midweek. One of the best teams in Italy, away, dominated them. We went to Stamford Bridge and scored 3 against Chelsea in the League Cup semi-final. 3 goals at Chelsea. So Paul Merson is asking, why is facing Manchester United at home suddenly considered difficult for Arsenal? It makes no sense. United beating City was a one-off. A moment of brilliance. Good for them. But that doesn't suddenly make them contenders against us. Arsenal are 7 points clear at the top of the Premier League. We're in ridiculous form. Our defence is rock solid. Our attack is firing. We're playing with confidence and swagger. Manchester United are inconsistent. They've improved under Carrick, but they're still nowhere near our level. Not even close. And here's the kicker. Arsenal just got a double injury boost. Riccardo Calafiori and Piero Hincapié were both spotted in full training on Friday. Both could feature against United. That's massive because we've had to rely on Jurrien Timber at left back recently, which isn't ideal. Getting Calafiori or Hincapié back gives us more options and quality. My prediction? Arsenal win comfortably, maybe not 3-0 like Merson, but 2-0 or 3-1. United will create maybe 1 or 2 chances. We'll dominate possession, control the game, score our goals, job done. Sunday should be a routine win for Arsenal if we approach it professionally. Final story, and it's about mentality. Myles Lewis-Skelly is not pushing for a loan move despite lack of game time. Context matters here. Lewis-Skelly had a phenomenal breakthrough last season, became Arsenal's first-choice left-back ahead of Calafiori, produced stunning performances against Manchester City and Real Madrid, established himself as one of the best young players in the world. Everyone expected him to start this season as first choice, but Arteta has preferred Calafiori and even Hincapié at left-back. Lewis-Skelly has struggled for minutes. His best mate Ethan Nwaneri just left on loan to Marseille. The World Cup is coming up this summer. Thomas Tuchel publicly stated Lewis-Skelly needs to play more to make the England squad. So many people thought a loan could happen. Get him game time, help his World Cup chances. But according to Alex Crook on TalkSport, Lewis-Skelly is relaxed about his situation and is not pushing for a move. Why? Because Arsenal need him. Calafiori keeps picking up niggly injuries. He can't stay fit consistently. Lewis-Skelly is the natural backup left-back. Yes, you could play Timber or White there, but Lewis-Skelly is the specialist. As long as Calafiori struggles with fitness, Arsenal will keep Lewis-Skelly in the building. And here's what I love about this kid. He's not sulking, he's not complaining, he's staying professional, remaining patient, waiting for his opportunity. At 19 years old, that mentality is incredible. Most teenagers would be throwing tantrums, demanding moves, posting cryptic Instagram stories. Not Lewis-Skelly. He understands the situation. He knows his chance will come. He's willing to sacrifice potential World Cup involvement to stay at Arsenal and be ready when needed. That's the mentality of a winner. That's the mentality Arsenal need from every player. And you know what? I guarantee Lewis-Skelly will have a big part to play between now and May. Injuries will happen. Rotation will be needed. His moment is coming. The kid deserves massive praise for how he's conducting himself. Professional, mature, patient. That's exactly what you want to see. All right, Gooners, what a window. Alvarez preferring Barca, but Arsenal still in the hunt. Nwaneri off to Marseille on loan. Merson predicting we destroy United 3-0. And Lewis-Skelly showing incredible mentality by staying patient. I need your takes in the comments right now. If Barcelona's financial problems mean Alvarez is available, do we go all in, even if it means beating Chelsea in a bidding war? Or is Gyökeres enough? Was sending Nwaneri on loan to Marseille genius planning, or will we regret it when we need him in a big game later this season? And the spicy one, is Paul Merson's 3-0 prediction too cautious, or is he spot on? What's your score prediction for Arsenal versus Man United? Drop your opinions below. Let's have a proper debate because these are massive questions. If you're not subscribed, hit that button now and turn on notifications for daily Arsenal content. Thanks for watching, Gooners. And remember, come on you Gunners!